There's a power within you. It lifts your life to its highest level. It brings success, companionship, happiness, health, and peace of mind. As you tap into this power, it will respond to you because this power is within you, and that is why spirituality rocks. Welcome to another fantastic episode. I'm your host, Dr. Janine Burns, and I teach practical spirituality according to the New Thought tradition. We teach there is one ultimate loving energy, presence, and power in the universe. God, spirit, infinite intelligence, whatever you choose to call this power. And we teach that through the law of your mind, your thinking is creative, according to the strength and the desire behind your particular thoughts. And so we teach with Spirituality Rocks each week. I endeavor to bring you guests, authors throughout the United States, in fact, throughout the world, who will inspire you, help you to uncover your divine nature, and to support you in uncovering your true potential. And to that end, I have two fantastic guests today. Joining us from Chicago will be the Reverend Dr. Jackie Trishe Atkins of Chauville. She is an inspirational New Thought teacher, and she's on the board of directors of the International New Thought Alliance. Later in the show, we have Sunny Bohm. And Dr. Sunny Bohm is a spiritual life coach, and she's going to talk to us about managing the holiday season. But what I'd like to start with is just a little business. Please go to newthought.org, newthought.org, to check out the Cruising in Consciousness. That's going to take place in April the 16th through the 20th. It's going to be a fantastic cruise. Our keynote speaker is the incoming president of the Universal Foundation for Better Living, the Reverend Dr. Sheila McKeithen. So check that out. That's going to be fantastic. But right now, I want to just jump in with 2 feet, and I want to bring on our guest who's joining us via Skype from Chicago, Illinois, the Reverend Dr. Jackie Trishe Atkins. Welcome to Spirituality Rocks.
Hey, it's wonderful to be here. Wonderful, Dr. Janine. I'm really happy to be joining you tonight. I loved your opening and all that you do in terms of helping everybody understand exactly who they are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. One of the things that I'm most excited about is your women's conference. Now, those who have been watching the TV show have heard us speak about it. We have been chatting about it. And it is being held in March. And it's March 13th through the 16th in Chicago. It starts Friday afternoon and ends Sunday afternoon. What a deal. I mean, it's the most incredible conference. The speakers are just A1, fabulous, many, many women speakers. And it's a very inexpensive conference. We have a wonderful opportunity to have meals together. It includes breakfast every day. It includes the rooms, etc. So you can have a single room, you can have a triple room. It's up to you. Tell us more about your conference.
Well, Janine, it is absolutely a wonderment. And for the last 9 years, this will be the 9th year that I've been coordinating the conference, and I've been producing it for the last 2 years through Chauville and More, which is absolutely an organization that offers people an opportunity to find or tune into their greater self. So what the conference is about, it is about women coming together and a safe community where they can become vulnerable and strip off all the layers that's covering up their gold. It's called the Gold Rush Women's Conference, and that's a metaphor because the women are gold mines. They have gold nuggets, and they're given from other powerful women, they're given phenomenal tools to help them strip off the dirt and the layers of doubt and fear and pain from the past so they can get back to those gold nuggets and create what they want, and that is their desired and deserved life experiences. It is an awesome opportunity. We come together, we're going to have speakers, Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker, of What You Think Is None of My Business fame, of course. And then we have Dr. Sheila, who is coming in, and yourself. But what we have 7 general sessions, and we have 10 workshops over the period of from Friday about 1 o'clock until Sunday at 3. And we have so much more other than just workshops and sessions. We have gatherings. We have, just a wonderful opportunity for women to be in an environment where they can be vulnerable, where they can have fun, they can laugh. We work hard because we know how important it is for us to get back to our gold, but we also know how important laughing is in that process.
Yeah, well, you know what I really appreciated about last year, besides the workshops, there were breakout workshops in the afternoon, they were fantastic. There was a plethora, a myriad of choices of different teachers that you could study. And that was, to tell you the truth, one of the reasons why I went last year was because of the different workshop leaders. What I thought was very important is it is a very supportive environment, women supporting women, and that's not really what our culture focuses upon. Our culture focuses upon women being in competition with other women. And besides having a place where you called it being vulnerable, what I like to think of it as being my authentic true self. I can go there, be me. I don't have to, put on all the makeup and the high heel boots and all this and that. Just go there, be me, and there's women who are supporting women. I love that about that conference.
And that's exactly right. We intentionally, and that's, other people have called me to give them advice about conferences, consult with them. And what I have to tell them is my mission is to create a spot of love. And it is, women can be their authentic self. And more importantly, their authentic self is met with their authentic self in other women. It is women from all cultures. I don't know if you noticed last year, and it's for me very important, Janine, because in this whole new thought understanding, we are spiritual beings. And so your race and your culture is just, that's something that you've added in this process. But when you get back to your authentic self, you're a spiritual being, and that's what we address. We use in spiritual practices to address very, very real things. This year, the theme is living on higher ground, and we're addressing 5 areas: sexuality, we're finances, health, physical, mental, and spiritual, living on purpose or career development, and relationships. And we will use spiritual tools to help women come to their goal in all those areas so they can create what they want in those areas.
Well, that I think is critical because, you and I can both give a rah-rah talk. We can empower people to identify with the presence and power of God and to connect with it. But we need spiritual tools. It's not enough to think something because, in New Thought, it's fun to think positive. It's fun to talk about New Thought. But you have to have tools that you can use and apply in your life. And that's what I like, is you offer us tools.
And that is, I will tell you, we've had a Jan Levanzant. This year we have Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker who's making a presentation. We've had others, and each time we've had women who come in. These are all powerful women. We have women from California. We have women from Wisconsin. We have women from Jamaica. But each woman that comes in as a speaker is told up front, it's not that you're wonderfully beautiful or that you're famous, but it's that you must be able to connect with the women. You must not only present, but you must leave with them a tool that long after this conference is over, they can use it so they can continue mining for their goal. This is a lifelong process, and I think we get together once a year. I believe that's really important, but throughout the year, the tools that the women give must be able to be used so they can continue to mine. It's called mining, shining, and showing your gold. That's what it's called. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and those tools were great. I know last year I came home with pages and pages of notes. And, I've been a truth teacher for 900 years now. And to come home with pages of notes, it was just fantastic. I want to shift gears, if you will. What I'd like to do is invite the viewing audience to check out www.goldrushwomensconference.com. That's www.goldrushwomensconference.com. There's a banner across the screen that you can check out. And
let me just mention one other thing, too, just for the audience. If anyone registers between now and the end of December, the registration payment plan is very nice. There's only an initial payment of $75, and then the balance is split between January and February. And right in through here, sometimes cash flow management is important. So I wanted to lift that up.
And the conference is very inexpensive. How much is the conference? It's very.
For a double room conference package, it's $395. And for a single room conference package, it's $480.
Well, it's nice.
I will tell you, it is, and I've kept it that way, and it's really kind of challenging sometimes. but I really want women not to, I don't want to provide them with a reason they can't come.
No,
and so we have a reasonable, because for that you receive 2 hotel nights that include your hotel. You receive 7 general sessions, 10 workshops. You receive a reception on Friday, a luncheon on Sunday, breakfast each morning.
It's amazing.
And just so much more.
Right. It is so worth it. And it's just astonishing to me that you can keep it at that price. And the fact that you have managed to attract such notable corporate sponsors is just remarkable. People are listening. You are on a big upswing, Reverend Jackie. So, you know what? It looks like it's just about time for a commercial. So we're going to take a brief commercial break. We're trying to keep those commercials short. And then I want to come back and I want to talk about your recent newsletter, which I just thought was terrific. So don't go too far. We'll be back in just a moment with more of Spirituality Rocks.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Well, I'm the Reverend Dr. Janine Burns. I teach practical spirituality. Today I'm delighted to be with my friend and colleague, the host of the Women's Gold Rush Concert, Reverend Jackie Trishe Atkins. Hey there.
Hi, how you doing, Dr. Janine?
I'm
Glad to be back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Your newsletter, if people go on to your website, goldrushwomensconference.com, they can give their email address and they can check out the newsletter. I loved your newsletter. First of all, I want to thank you for publishing my article on the gift within. and talking about acknowledging people in your life, but I really liked your article when you spoke about merriment or messiness. Now, somebody may be watching the show, somewhere in 2015, 2016. We're filming right now. We're in the third week in December of 2014. And so it's the holiday season. We have Christmas, we have Hanukkah, we have Kwanzaa. And you wrote an article about merriment, where we're going to enjoy ourselves, or messiness. And I had to laugh when I read the title. And then I read on, and I loved your skills. Talk to us about merriment and messiness.
You know, I got to tell you, Dr. Janine, this has come up because so many people go through a transition of being allegedly married to being very unhappy during this period.
Yeah.
And it is, I start off saying, deck the halls and jingle bells are rocking, and you're right, and all of a sudden you find yourself feeling not very good. And so prevention is always better than cure. And if we right now say, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this season. Let's look at what it's really about. And doing that, I broke Mary down. I did an acrostic kind of approach. And I said, Mary, M is for mindful. We need to watch our thoughts. You teach this. We need to watch our thoughts to ensure that we are not thinking thoughts that will literally kill our spirit. And we have control over that. We can stop those thoughts. We can realize that now is the time we have. Yes, yesteryear was a good Christmas. But guess what? This is a good Christmas too. So watching what we're thinking, being mindful that now, 2014, December 24th, 25th, whatever day it is, it's a good day. We choose to do that, and we say it's a happy day.
Right.
And then in doing that, Janine, yes.
Well, I want to jump in because what happens, I think, this time of year, sadness is engendered because not only are we looking at the merriment, but people go into mourning, and they're out there stressing and straining and rushing and hurrying. And what I liked about your first M being mindfulness, and we've talked about this on the show recently, our friend Dennis Merritt Jones has written a book called Your Redefining Moments and the Art of Being, 101 Practices. And he talks about how being in the moment. And I had a really poignant experience of that the other day when I went to the veterans camp to visit some people. And I had a sense of sadness because of all the changes that were happening. And generally, when you're having a sense of sadness, you resist. You resist. But what happens with your emotions is whatever you resist persists. And it's our willingness to sit with our emotions. And I think what happens, Reverend Jackie, is that we're afraid to let ourselves feel our emotions because we think we're not going to recover from them or they're going to eat us up. But our willingness to sit and to stand back and witness and be mindful and say, wow, I feel sad because I value this or that, and there have been changes in my life. And I saw for myself the other day, the willingness to do that, my sadness was only there for just a few minutes, and it washed away like you'd see a leaf floating down the river. Where other times when I've resisted it, and I don't want to think that, and I've pushed it away, I've gotten more and more and more and more upset, and for hours and hours at a time.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And another aspect of that, though, come the end of the year, we start taking assessment of what we haven't accomplished. And I have a quote from Stephen Covey in the article, which says, I can tie myself to my limitless potential instead of my limiting past. And so during this season, the end of the year, I should have done, it's my XYZ year. Now it's time to hold on to my limitless potential instead of looking to my limiting past.
And we can actually make an affirmation out of that. We can say, I have unlimited potential. I am one with the amazing energy and power of spirit. I am divinely guided. I am in the right place at the right time at the right thing. I've been supporting all my friends in making a personal statement. One of our colleagues, Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson, she sent me hers, and I read it, and I said, wow. So I made myself a personal statement of what I want to experience in my life, the qualities I want to engender and have more of, the things I want to accomplish. And then I say that statement every single day. I focus on it for a few minutes at a time. So that's
And
yeah.
Dr. Janine, you know what you're doing when you do that? You're rolling right into the second point, and that is you're honoring your spiritual energy.
Okay.
You're protecting your spiritual energy. You're engaging your spiritual energy in practices that will let it grow stronger and not grow weaker. So as the statement, as you said, the affirmation, the personal statement, that's a spiritual practice along with what I believe is meditation and just quiet time and prayer. But that affirmation, that personal statement is truly a spirit. It's as much a spiritual exercise as the sit-ups is a physical exercise for your body.
Exactly.
The energy also, you have physical, you have spiritual energy, but you have physical energy. And you know what? In this season, if we really love ourselves, we really don't have to go to every party and every family gathering and stay up to midnight every night. We don't have to do that. So being mindful of both our physical energy and our spiritual energy is really, really important. And then, the next thing is something in your article that you wrote, and that is the best gift that you can give somebody. If we can realize what that best gift is, we perhaps won't go in debt. We won't be stressed about trying to buy this or that and the other. It is that gift of love. And it is most important that we give the best gift that we can give to ourselves first. And that is we love ourselves. And you wrote about that, and I just thought that was awesome. Sharing your love with your family and your friends with some type of little special way. It's just absolutely so, it's priceless. And then remembering that,
wait a minute. I want to just pause on that one because you gave us so much juice and so much goodness right there. So I want to just focus on that for a second. Now, what I did in my article is I said a gift from the heart is to really look at another person and how has that person made a difference in my life? What do I love and admire about them? And then write it down. And I actually gave some questions to answer. And I think that we don't necessarily do that so much. It's so easy to take people or circumstances for granted because that's just how they are. And to take that extra moment and to not only acknowledge yourself, like you said, with the energy, through a personal statement or prayer or meditation, but to really acknowledge others and really talk about what a blessing they are to have in your life and the distance that they've made for you. And I think that's really critical. And I love that you focused on really acknowledging our spirit as well as the spirit of the other. And I wonder if we know that what you did here is you took the word Merry, M-E-R-R-Y, and you made an acronym out of it.
Yes.
So the next R is for realize and remember. So tell us the realize first, and then we'll do remember after a commercial break.
The realize is that the love, that the best gift that you can give yourself and that you really can give anyone else is realizing that it is love. And what you just identified, you identified a way to do that. But I just often think to spend an afternoon with an aunt or with someone who has no other immediate family, just to say my Christmas present is to come and sit with you and have lunch with you and spend a whole afternoon. I mean, that would just thrill people.
And you said,
and the other R is to remember, and I really love this one. It seems kind of like redundant, but it isn't. It is remembering that we are God's greatest creation. We are God's greatest creation. And so in the midst of a downturn in our spirit, if we hold on, perhaps that would be the personal word for myself, the personal affirmation. I am God's greatest creation. If we do that, if we remember that along with our spiritual practices, it'll help us to continue to stay merry and not get messy.
And I love that where you talked about offering strength, and you offer strength to others, and you spend some time with them. It's really important. I did that the other day, and I sang to the veterans, and oh my gosh, I knew that I'd make a difference, but I left that place feeling so loved and so empowered just by that, taking 4 hours out of my life and doing a little something, So.
And it's important not to assume. I was with a woman today, and she came up to me, and it's a very professional, successful woman, and she said, "I want to come to your conference." And I knew right then that that love I could give to her as we talk was a sharing the faith of God, because she needed a little push. Even though the world looked at her as totally successful, right then, the best gift I could give her was just a little sharing of faith, so that she could push herself into really recognizing a successful outcome. So it's just opening our eyes and truly letting love guide us. And the last is
Wait a
why.
minute, Jackie. We need a commercial break. So to save that why, they're brief
will.
commercials these days. So
Great.
stay tuned. Don't go too far. We'll be back in just a little bit with more of Reverend Jackie Trishe Atkins on Spirituality Rocks.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
You are watching SpiritualityRocksTV.com. Please go to our new website, www.spiritualityrockstv.com, and check us out. I'm your host, Janine Burns. We have fantastic shows coming up. The first week of January, we have Temple Hayes. We have Will Mercer, who wrote his recent book, fabulous book. Let's see, who else do we have? The list goes on and on. We have so many New Thought speakers: Angelo Pizzello, Dennis Merritt Jones, Harry Morgan Moses. So check us out in the coming weeks, and you'll see some great shows. So we're doing with the Reverend Dr. Jackie Trishe Atkins from Chicago, Illinois. Her acronym, MERRY, M-E-R-R-Y, and we are up to Y, and we're talking about going from having a merry holiday season to a messy holiday season. Merry, what is Y for in merry, Dr. Jackie?
And we are looking to avoid the messy part, and Y is for yes. Y is for yes. Y is an affirmation. Y is saying we can begin to forgive ourselves. It is about taking a positive and a definitive step and making a conscious decision that I forgive myself and all others, so that I can move into a place of peace and joy and start over fresh this season. There are ways to do that. That might mean writing yourself a letter, writing down all the reasons why you think you need to forgive yourself, releasing it all, burning it, have your personal burning bowl, and intentionally replace it with love for yourself. Yes, you can, if necessary, get spiritual counseling, Janine, and psychological counseling. During this season, if you find yourself in a place where you cannot adjust your attitude, adjust your mood, adjust your emotional state, I would tell everybody, call and get help. This is a time people are waiting to be able to help those who are in that particular position. And I guess finally, yes, we can overcome all internal barriers, all of them, but it's an intentional decision. It's one that sometimes is painful, and that's why you might need help to do it. But this is a season to start all over again, and maybe even we like to say to let go and to let the Spirit, let God of you show you how to move into a place where you are married.
Right, and we in New Thought, we teach specific tools. We teach affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer, we've spoken about that on the show before. There's many books out there. One of my favorite is This Thing Called You by Dr. Ernest Holmes. That teaches good affirmative prayer. What other books would you suggest to people to support them on their spiritual journey?
I would say Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, is an awesome book.
Okay.
It is absolutely an awesome book. Another one, which is a very easy read, Catherine Ponder is a writer, has a very vast number of books, but they're easy reads, and in terms of helping you understand your right to be prosperous and how you can do it. And then Louise Hay, her fundamental, You Can Heal Your Life. That, again, is an easy read. So if you find yourself really in a very place where you're moving along the path to messy, getting a Louise Hay, getting a Catherine Ponder, those aren't real deep books, but they're easy and they help you. And then you get to Eckhart Tolle, or even I love Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker. Her book saved me many, many years ago. What you think of me is none of my business. I think you'd have to go to the library to pull that out, because sometimes
that's a perennial bestseller. That's a great book.
It's great, and sometimes our challenge with staying married is because we're concerned with what others are thinking about us. And guess what? Even you, Dr. Janine, what you think about me is just none of my business.
Exactly. I love that book. And also she wrote a book called Dare to Be Great. She has several books that she's written. I actually, I think in the 80s, I used to go out to the Mount Shasta area up in California and I've gone to Terry's home a couple of times and been at her retreats. They're absolutely spectacular retreats. Just amazing. She's a really wonderful teacher. I'm so excited that she's going to be at the Women's Gold Rush Conference.
She is going to present. We are excited. We've been communicating. She is absolutely supportive of this mission of helping women come to their intrinsic greatness, because she has over the years, and it's a never-ending journey. So, any women who are listening and say, well, I've been there, I've been to a conference, I would just tell you, if you're still in a physical body, probably you will be able to gain some powerful tools to be even better than what you are now.
Well, that's absolutely guaranteed. That's more than likely. That's guaranteed. I want the people to know that we have now on the website, there's a link called Spiritual Food, and there's a drop-down menu. There's a section on affirmations, and there's also a suggested reading list, and so you can check that out. Another one of my favorite books is Discover the Power Within by Eric Butterworth. And any of the books, Harry Morgan Moses' book is fantastic. Mark Anthony Lord, Dennis Merritt Jones is just terrific books. And Temple Hayes will be back with us on January 8th, and that was a very terrific book, When Did You Die? And she talked about all the different ways that every day, by not really acknowledging and loving ourselves and our spirit, that we just give up a little bit each day. But back to our conversation, I want to talk with you about this idea and this season of giving. We had a lengthy conversation the other day, and I was really moved by some of the things you said. So the question is, what is your contribution to a better world? And that's a question we all need to ask ourselves.
And in this season of giving, it's such a perfect question, and particularly in our current environment. So for me, it's what is my contribution to justice? And, you know, as a New Thought Christian that I am, I know things don't happen by accident. And while they are definitely, in our own definition, perhaps reprehensible, there's an opportunity for us to do something to better the world. And we have seen different scenarios, whatever your political persuasion is. We've seen scenarios where people were seemingly killed in unjust situations. We've seen situations where people who have had the unfortunate experience of being raped are being the victims. We've seen untold stories about domestic abuse. And so what I had to decide is, in this season of giving, what can I do to ensure justice? Because all of these experiences are coming up, and there's simply opportunities for me to look and see how I can be a blessing. And what I've done, everybody in my family, their gift will be a gift to give. It'll be a letter describing right now, right in this period we're living, is an opportunity the universe has given to us to make this a better world. I will list 3 or 4 organizations that I think are working toward justice, or they can use their favorite, and there'll be a check in there. And the check will be a set amount. It won't be really big, Janine, but it'll be a set amount. But the payee will be blank. And what I will be giving to them in that letter is a gift to give. They can give to an organization that is helping to create justice. They can give to someone who needs help to create a more just world for him or herself. So it's really about, in this season of giving, we are here to absolutely live an abundant life. But each time we recognize that and live an abundant life, we offer others the opportunity to do the same. And guess what? The whole world becomes better. Exactly. The whole world just lights up. If each one of us identifies one way we can help to create a better system of justice, help to create a better world, just one way, wow. So I am giving them the gift to give.
That's fantastic. Wow, that's fantastic. That's such a great gift to give. That's so wonderful. So they get to choose where they want to empower others.
And quite frankly, if they choose not to, the payee will be blank. They can put their names in there.
Okay.
But what I will have done is, as often as we say in tithing or giving to charities, your business is to do. God gave me this. I mean, this came right out of meditation.
Perfect.
My job is not to then worry, but my job, even if they write that check to themselves, I have stirred something in them to think about, oh my goodness, what am I doing to create a better world?
Exactly. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, our time is almost over. I want to invite the viewing audience to check out www.womensgoldrushconference.com. Women's Gold Rush Conference. Tell us, we are going to have Terry Cole Whitaker, Sheila McKeithen. I know Sonny Bohm is going to be there. Janet Grace Nelson, Janine Burns. Tell us who else is going to be on the roster.
We're going to have Reverend Dr. Shahara Stevens from Detroit, Michigan. We're going to have Reverend Alicius Harris from California.
Yes.
We're going to have Reverend Alice Brown from Ohio and Reverend Dr. Lisa Laurie Stewart from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're going to have Reverend Shirley Lawson, meditation, wonderful meditation guru, and Stephanie Wilson Coleman from Chicago. We're going to have Reverend Alberta Ware from Chicago and Darcy Mason Bulow, who does phenomenal energy work.
Wow.
So we really are going to have some powerful women from across the country, across the world, really, because Reverend Dr. Sheila is from Jamaica. But we have many states represented. We were going to have, last year we had women from 13 different states. And we expect to have that many or more this year.
Excellent. That's absolutely fantastic. That reads like a who's who. Now, we spoke recently and I asked you, is this considered a religious conference?
It is a spiritual. We don't go doctrine. What we go is spiritual. We are looking to help us each realize that whatever we believe, whatever your doctrine, the essential essence of yourself is the same. And the tools that we give, I've had women who are Muslims, I've had Buddhists, I've had atheists who have attended the conference over the past 8 years, who walk away with tools they can use. So it is not, even though I'm a minister, I first and foremost am a spiritual being. And that's the same way, even though I'm African American, I am first and foremost a spiritual being. So women of all cultures and all religions will be there. They have been there over the past 8 years and will be blessed as well as being a blessing in that environment. And
we are richly blessed to have had you on Spirituality Rocks. Thank you so very much, the Reverend Dr. Jackie Trish Atkins of www.womensgoldrushconference.com. I bless you. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Love to you. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay tuned. Right after this commercial break, we're going to bring you the Reverend Dr. Sonny Bohm, spiritual coach, on Spirituality Rocks.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia. And it really does make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
All new equipment, all new sets, exciting new shows for 2015, only on MadhouseTV.com. 2015 is coming, and so are exciting new shows on Madhouse TV. We're pouring more into what makes us so fun and different. All new sets, all new equipment, and more to enhance your viewing experience. It's a brand new year. Watch what happens on Madhouse TV.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it, and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns, and with me via Skype from Wisconsin is the Reverend Dr. Sunny Bohm, who is a spiritual coach. Welcome to Spirituality Rocks.
Thank you. I'm always happy to see you and be here.
It's great to have you. So, today you are going to talk to us about things that can light up your life, which is really appropriate because we're filming this show in December of 2014, the season of light. Tell us more.
Well, it is the season of light, and yet it's also the time that we are facing the longest amount of darkness every day. And so many people suffer from SAD, seasonal affect disorders, and so there are some tricks that people can actually use to amp up their joy quotient.
Okay.
And it's called keeping a joy journal and writing down every single day things that you are thankful for, or writing down something that you did for someone else that was a kindness, or be doing something kind for someone else.
Alrighty. So you put it in a journal. So every day, how long does this take? You sit there for 5 minutes and you think about.
Yeah, just a few minutes, and you will automatically feel better. It will automatically lift your energy, because what we pay attention to, when we pay attention to what will make me happy or what will make me more joyous, then we automatically will become happier. When we pay attention to the news and things that bring our energy down, or watching murder programs, that creates more fear and more stress in people, and people get more depressed.
Right.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. You know, one of the tools I like to teach are breathing techniques. And one of my favorite ones to do is a real simple one. I'm sure you've done it because I was reading your bio, and we're both certified in breath training. I'm certified in transformational breath, and I believe yours was conscious breathing. And one of the neatest little tools that you can do if you're stressed out, and stress basically is when circumstances don't show up the way you want them to be. You know, we have demands. They should, they have to, they ought to, they must be a certain way. One of the simple breathing techniques that you can do is treat your abdomen as if it was like a bellows in a fireplace, like in, out, in, out. And so what you do is you exhale through your nose as you suck your gut in, as you pull in your abdomen. And so it's as if you're blowing dust out of your nose. So you're blowing out through your nose, and each time you pull in, and you do it 15 times in a row, you pause, and you do 3 sets. And literally within 2 minutes, your whole physiology changes. You're so much more relaxed, and you're even energized.
Yes, that is absolutely the truth.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
And then there's another one where you take these 2 fingers, and if anybody's feeling stress or anxiety or fear or irritation, maybe somebody said something that irritated them, if they take these 2 fingers and just tap slightly below the collarbone and repeat inside yourself, peace, joy, and love. Peace, joy, and love.
Now we can't.
And you just do that a few times, and it completely shifts your energy.
So you take your thumb and index finger to that. It's like a little indented area under the end of your collarbone.
Yes.
And so you tap it?
Yes. And you can even just pulse on it.
Pulse on it, okay. And just repeat peace, joy, and love. Now I'm guessing this goes back to...
Use these 2 fingers so that they spread on either side.
Oh, on either side, okay. On either area, okay, gotcha. And pulse, now I got you. So my fingers
and this also helps to activate your immune system. This is your thymus area, and with the flu going around, we all need some extra help with our immune system. So this will actually activate your immune system.
So this goes back to Chinese medicine?
Yes, yes, you're tapping on acupuncture points. And when you're focusing on peace, joy, and love, it automatically makes you happier, and then it's easier to stay healthier.
Wonderful. One of the tools that I also find particularly helpful is the Ho'oponopono. The Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer.
Yes, I love that.
Tell us about it.
Oh, oh man.
Well, I'll start
There's
us off.
so much to tell. I've only got a few minutes.
I know.
But
How about if we just jump right into what it is rather than how it came about?
what it is. Okay, so you focus on, you can look at a picture of someone, or you can have a thought of someone where you want to have a better relationship, or you want to release something that's annoying or upsetting or something in the past, and you simply within yourself say the words, I forgive you, I'm sorry, I love you. Was there one other?
Yes. Well, I changed the order, and I'd say, I love you, I'm sorry, I forgive you, and I thank you.
I thank you, yes.
Yeah, so I love you.
As long as you say all of them, it doesn't matter what order you say
them in. And also, a lot of people say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and I thank you.
Yes, I've heard people do it that way too, and it's powerful, very powerful.
I used it recently. I was having an issue with someone, and I just was so upset because I thought they weren't minding their own business. They were minding my business. And I did not even want to talk to the person, and I did it every single day. As soon as I woke up, I did it for 5 minutes. I thought about the person. I kept on saying, I forgive you, I love you, I'm sorry, and thank you. And gosh, it was just amazing how just the energy washed over me, and I was able to really let it go.
Yes. Yeah, it's very powerful to release it. And then we can be in more joy. So when you release that, then focus on what will make me happy today. So like a lot of the people during the holidays, they don't necessarily have a lot of happy things going on in their life. So then I tell my clients, my coaching clients, well, do you enjoy being in nature? Plan each day, plan to do something that will renew you and restore you. Maybe going to the botanical gardens in Milwaukee. We have this fabulous atrium, the domes, it's world famous. And you can go in there and one dome is Arizona and one dome is being in Hawaii. And so for people who need to be in nature, to take time and go find ways to be in nature. Go for a walk along the lake or a walk in the woods. And that can be very nurturing and restorative at a time when there's a lot of confusion and commotion going on and sometimes bad weather.
And you know what's really good for grieving also is water. If you have water around you, you can, go down to the beach, look at the water. If you're not living in a part of the United States or around the world where you have your easy access to water, you can take showers or you can take baths. And there's something about immersing yourself in water that really helps with the grieving and the mourning process.
Yes, and taking baths with Epsom salt and baking soda and like some drops of lavender oil really detoxes the body also. So you are absolutely right. It's getting into that flow of cleansing the emotions.
Right. I think probably the most important thing to do is to get together a list of affirmations where you make statements that say I am. I am is your divine nature. That's the power of God within you. And to begin to say, I am peaceful. I am healthy. I am joyful. I am productive. I talked a little earlier about making a personal statement. Do you work with a personal statement?
Oh, absolutely. For myself, every single day, I'm constantly, if I'm going for a walk with my dog, I am constantly repeating personal affirmations. I love my life. I love my body. I get happier every day. Money comes to me easily. I'm loving this day. I'm loving the people in my life. All I am statements, and I'll go for a 20-minute walk and just saying those things over and over.
I think my favorite I am statement, I love to say I am divinely guided in all my ways. I'm divinely guided in all my ways. I'm divinely guided in all I think, say, and do. I'm always in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I always have all the ideas necessary for my success, and I take action upon them. And those are the ones I like to work with. Now, I wrote a jingle for the holidays. People who know me know that I have a spiritual jingle of CDs, and I'd like to sing it to you. It's a prosperity jingle. And it's to the tune of Jingle Bells.
Oh, great.
It goes like this. I live in love and light. I let go of yesterday. My life is filled with peace and joy, 'cause every day I pray. I'm awake to the power within. I'm standing in the light. I accept abundance now. It's my divine birthright. I'm awake to the power within. I'm standing in the light. I accept abundance now. It's my divine birthright. What do you think?
I love it. That's adorable.
I love to write.
Thank you.
I love to put affirmations to music. I love it so much. Well, Sunny Bohm, I'm looking forward to seeing you in March. You're going to be at the Women's Gold Rush Conference. People want to check you out. They can go to www.sunnybohm, and it's right across the bottom of the TV screen. They can check you out at Sunny Bohm. And, that's the Gold Rush Women's Conference flyer.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Spirituality Rocks. I bless you, I praise you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Love and joy to you and everybody listening.
Thank you. Bye, Sunny. I am so grateful to the Madhouse TV studios. I want to thank Tommy Marr and Janine Zarelli, my producers, for making this show happen each week. I want to thank Madhouse Studios for providing the opportunity for us to teach practical spirituality and bring spiritual truth principles to the world. We want to support people uncovering their true potential, and so that they can live a wonderful life that's peaceful, rewarding, and productive. And so I invite you to tell your friends about spiritualityrockstv.com. Check us out on Facebook. We have a page, we have a group, and also let us know if there's someone that you'd like to have on the show. We are booking for next year. And we'll be back live in just a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, I hope you have the best holiday season, and may 2015 be filled with peace, joy, love, happiness, success, and health. I'm the Reverend Dr. Janine Burns, signing off on Spirituality Rocks. Stay tuned for the rolling credits, and you'll learn more about New Thought. See you next year.